welcome to Good News Knits. Let's get into everything I knit in 2025. All right, first is actually a set. I use the same yarn for both of these projects. So first up is my Oslo hat, a pattern by PetiteKnit. I knit this out of Loops and Threads Luxe Merino in the colorway Avocado. And I love the pattern. The pattern is wonderful. It's great. I will definitely be knitting it again, but I do not like this yarn. I think the color is fine, but it's kind of scratchy for a merino, really. And I don't remember if it's a blend or not, if it's 100% merino. I can't remember, but it's scratchy and it doesn't hold up very well. So, I mean, this kind of looks like worse for wear, and I don't even wear this that often. So, yeah, it's scratchy and it doesn't wear well. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great first hat, and I'm happy that I knit it, but I would not be using this yarn again. Next in the set is, again, same avocado colorway. I don't know if I said that, but the Sophie shawl. So this is like a classic. I mean, who hasn't knit a Sophie shawl, I feel like. But yeah, I love this pattern. For somebody who's like a beginner, I mean, I couldn't draft this. It's really simple pattern, but I would need a pattern to do it. So there's several mistakes in here that I can see, like, where I like dropped a stitch and didn't pick it up in garter. So, I mean, but I still wear this. It's not super soft. It's not super comfortable yarn, but I still wear it on occasion. It's warm, and I definitely want to knit more Sophie shawls to add to my collection. So yeah. Next up, several scarves. This is the Stay Toasty scarf by Kutovakika. And as soon as she released this pattern, I just thought it was so cute and I had to knit it. So this is the small version of the pattern. I knit this in some cashmere yarn that was gifted to me. I think you can find this on Amazon. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it's got a beautiful halo. It's so, 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 so soft. I don't know about the ethics of this yarn, but again, like it was gifted to me. I'm going to use what I have. So yeah, a great pattern. I love all of Kutovakika patterns that I've knit, and the yarn is really soft. I did knit the small size, so it's not super super practical. I would love to knit this pattern in the larger size. I think it's like the Stay Extra Toasty. But yeah, I mean, I'm still happy to have this, and it is really cute. And I would knit again. So yeah. All right. Next is this is the Waffle Loop scarf by Other Loops. And this is not knit according to pattern. So I used Cardiff Cashmere Classic for this. I think the colorway is Piombo. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, just like the soft gray colorway. I did not knit this according to pattern. You'll see the shape of hers is like, I think it's like a triangle shape, and mine is kind of got these tapered ends, and then I just knit it straight. That's just kind of the style that I wanted, and I was knitting with not enough yarn to do the full pattern, so I kind of just wanted to make it wrap around longer versus having it be shorter and wider, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing bad to say about this yarn. It's a dream. It's definitely less like plush than I was expecting. It blocked out really nicely. It's so soft. It's so drapey. Yeah, I mean, I feel like so luxe wearing this 100% cashmere scarf. Yeah, so I can't wait to work with Cardiff again. All right, next, that's all for accessories, I think. I do have some socks, but we'll go ahead and get into garments first. So the first garment I have is a Monday sweater, and this was actually the first like proper sweater that I made. I had made like a practice sweater, and then to learn like the skills, and then I went right into the Monday sweater. So yeah, patterned by Petite Knit, lots of Petite Knit in here. I love her pattern writing style. I knit this out of Knitting for Olive and Soft Silk Merino. So this is in the colorways Brown Nougat and Soft Cognac, I believe. I'll put them down below. I call this my penny sweater because the merino or the silk mohair has like a really shiny core and it looks like the shiny bits on an old penny and I just love it. You could tell this is my first sweater, so like if you look in the back, my short rows are terrible. I mean, like there's so much laddering and I was full on purling backwards. But I mean, I love this sweater. This is like my workhorse sweater. I wear this to do chores. I mean, I do like the dishes in it, laundry in it, like whatever. I'm not precious about it. It's great. Yeah, I mean, I could have 100 more Mondays in all the other colors, and I full on plan on doing that. So, yeah, Monday sweater by PetiteKnit, highly recommend. Great first pattern. I don't think I changed anything. I do think I added a couple more rounds before I split for the sleeves. My row gauge was off, I think, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, so I did make that a little bit longer. And then I usually always knit the sleeves and the body a little bit longer because I'm tall. So, yeah, I think those are the only modifications that I made, and I love it. Next is another raglan, and this is a pattern by Kutovakika. This is the coffee run sweater, and it's got these beautiful raglan details with half twisted rib, and it carries on down the side of the sweater. Yeah, this is a great pattern. So I knit this in Drops Flora held with Drops Kid Silk Mohair. I can't remember the colorways. I'll put them down below. But yeah, the Drops Kid Silk Mohair is definitely too hairy for me. I've learned that. Like the fibers are super long, like several inches. So I kind of feel like a Muppet when I wear this sweater. Like that doesn't stop me, but I wouldn't use it again necessarily. So yeah, it's soft though. I mean, I don't have a problem with it being itchy. I do think it's really soft, but yeah, I do plan on knitting the sweater again in like a yarn that I prefer more. And I think the only modification that I would make is I kind of feel like I should do a double folded collar. I love a double folded collar. I just feel like it adds like that polished finish to a sweater. Like this, I think this looks good. It looks fine and yeah, but maybe if I were to do it again, I might change that. But overall, I mean, I wear this sweater all the time. It's so great. So, yeah, another hit for me. All right, next is another petite knit pattern. Um, and this sweater is the Marseille sweater. This sweater was a journey. I'm not going to get into it right now, but this is the second iteration of it. Long story short, I found out that I have terrible rowing out. And because this is what was the first garment that I knit flat, I didn't know that. So I had to completely frog the first version, change a billion things, and then finally I got this one. So I knit this out of Drops Daisy. And then I can't remember the colorways again. Like this one is black, and this might be Marzipan, maybe. But again, I'll put that info down below. I love this yarn. I think it's so soft. I think it's kind of like a dupe for like Double Sunday by Sennis Garn, and it's so 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 soft. I do have to depill this though. I have to shave it quite a bit. It pills really easy, but it's so soft. So I feel like the trade off is totally there. Yeah, I can't remember. I think I knit this in the smallest size in the pattern the first time I knit it, and it was like enormous, and it's still a very wide, like very boxy sweater. I mean, there's a ton of ease on this sweater. Doing it again, I would knit the body longer. It's a little bit cropped. It's not too cropped for me to wear it, but I do have a ball of this yarn left, so I don't know, maybe I would rip this out and knit it a little bit longer. Other than that, I think the only modification I made was I think I used a 3.75 millimeter needle because I was worried about just this yarn is so like heavy, the way the garment's construction, it really pulls at the shoulders. And I just didn't want it to be so open right there. So yeah, I think I did go down a little bit on the needle size. And then I made my collar a little bit shorter. So I can't remember how many rounds she has, but I did mine a couple rounds shorter. And I've got an elastic in here just to help maintain the integrity. But really, I mean, this was a beautiful pattern. Like this is such a classic sweater. I could see knitting this in like a navy and a gray and it could be totally like, I mean, a wardrobe staple. So yeah, another hit for me. I feel like so fortunate with all the patterns that I had going for me at the beginning of the year. So next is another Monday sweater. This is the last Monday I knit this year. So yeah, this one's pretty similar to the first one. The only thing is, I did knit the collar a little bit longer, maybe increased it by a couple rounds because I just wanted it to be a little bit chunkier. And then I knit this in a color combination that I think is like an absolute dream boat. This is again knitting for Olive, soft silk mohair, and the merino. I don't know if you can see the subtle marling, but the merino is in marzipan and the silk mohair is in oatmeal. And this color combination is just so pretty. It's like almost got a little bit of like a pinkish hue, but it's like a sand color. It's beautiful. I love it. Um, yeah, so not too much more to say about it. I mean, it's a Monday sweater. Like you can't go wrong. So yeah, another win. Happy to have it. We'll be knitting more. Okay, before we keep going, I want to take a pause and I want to talk to you about the name and the purpose of this podcast. Good News Knits is about two things, it's about knitting and it's about the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I am frankly on fire for Christ, and I want to share that with as many people who will listen. To back up a little bit, I was a staunch atheist not that long ago. I mean, I did not believe in God. I was not interested in it. It just didn't really have a place in my life, I felt. And through a really unexpected, frankly, supernatural experience, I became open to the idea of God. It became kind of clear to me that there was something else. And because that door was open, I bought a Bible and read almost the entire thing fairly quickly. And I began a deep dive into the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And in that journey, I have really built a solid foundation. And I now have a belief that is really strongly rooted in both faith and logic. I used to think that Christianity was honestly like for dumb people. I feel really bad saying that, but I thought it was like for uneducated people, for people who didn't have coping skills, who like, or maybe people that were blindly faithful. And in my exploration and my own personal journey, I have learned that those things could not be farther from the truth. um, there is so much evidence and information out there that you can be a Christian and know that you are smart, you are logical, you have critical thinking skills, you can objectively look at evidence. I mean, there's so much stuff out there. I would encourage you to do some of the work. But yeah, like I said, I have a really strong faith now, and it's rooted in the belief in the Bible and the belief in the evidence that supports it. So I'm unashamedly Christian. I'm like I said, I'm on fire for the Lord, and I want to share that with you. So I'm so happy and so grateful to anyone that will listen. I I really feel like I shouldn't be gatekeeping anymore. I mean, accepting Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior is like hands down the best decision of my life. I have so much more confidence, peace, comfort in that decision. I no longer get my value from my identity. So I'm not defined by being a wife and a mother and a nurse, a knitter. Those are all things that really like greatly enrich my life, but they but not having those things wouldn't take away my value. So if I'm not a mom, if I'm careerless, if I don't have a husband, those things don't take away my value. My value is in my identity as a child of God, as a follower of Christ. So um, yeah, I mean, my value is fully in my relationship with my Savior, Jesus Christ, and His sacrifice as God in the flesh for us. I want to invite you along as I kind of document this journey of knitting and my walk through the Bible and my exploration of God working in my life every day. I hope that you guys will join me on this journey and, wherever you are, knitting wise, wherever you are spiritually, everybody is welcome here. And I just hope this can be a place really of growth and fellowship in whatever direction that is for you personally. Yeah, I mean, come aboard, welcome along. Like, let's go for it. 2026, like, let's follow the Lord. Yeah, so with all of that being said, let's get back into the rest of my knits. And yeah, we've got a few more things to go over here. So next is the one and only slipover that I knit this year. Again, like petite knit pattern. Like this 2026, I will try to knit less petite knit, but no promises. This is the Friday slipover, and I knit this in Knitting for Olive, Merino, and soft silk mohair. That's like a favorite combination for me. I just love the way it feels. So, I mean, that's why it's on repeat. But yeah, this was such a fun pattern. It knit up so quick. I think I knit this thing in like a week. Um, Such a great pattern. I love the color. The colorway for both the merino and the silk mohair is I think it's dusty sea green. Yeah, it's dusty sea green, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and so I mean, it's got this awesome broken rib texture. I think the details um around the armholes, like the way the increases are, I think it just like looks cool. The only thing I would change about this is the collar. I I've never had a problem with binding off too tightly, but man, getting this collar over my head is like I've got to say a prayer before and hope it all works out. I mean, and honestly, I don't even know that I could take it out and like pick up more stitches. I don't even think that would work because I I don't think that there I don't think I skipped very many when I picked up. So I can get it on and I can make it work, but just maybe going forward, that's something I would note. Yeah, I think this is so cute. I don't know if I would necessarily like knit this again. I don't know that I need another one of these in my wardrobe. There are definitely many other slipovers that I'd like to make, but I think this one is so cute and I'm so happy to have it. And it was a super fun knit. So yeah, highly recommend. Next is this is the Kai sweater by SecondKnit. And when she released this pattern, I lost my mind. You can see the shoulder detail there. It's so cute. Um, yeah, when she posted this, I follow her on Instagram, and when she posted this, I was like, I'm knitting that right away. I think it's so cute. And yeah, so I bought the pattern and I actually used some leftover yarn. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this light colored stripe is actually the same color that I used to knit my second Monday sweater. So it's the whole garment is merino, knitting for olive merino and soft silk mohair. This is the colorways marzipan and oat, and then this tan color is trench coat in both yarns. So yeah, I mean, this was my first construction of this type. I think this is called a European shoulder. I can't really remember, but it just looks so cool. I remember having fun knitting it, and it fits really good. It's got a super deep raglan. I mean, it's really, really deep. I could maybe change that if I were to knit this again in the future, but it doesn't bother me when I wear it. That's kind of the style. It's got super wide sleeves. I don't think there's any decreases in this if I remember right. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if these are my colors necessarily. I mean, I'm kind of learning about that. But but yeah, I love this sweater. I think it's really pretty and yeah, and I think the pattern is really good. One thing I will say about the pattern is the version that I had, I think was like one of the first versions because it was really confusing. Like the way that you place the stitch markers, the counting is really weird and it doesn't flow in the order that you knit them in, if that makes any sense. So maybe be mindful of that. But I know she had updated the pattern since then, and she did fix a few things that were incorrect in the pattern. So since then, like smooth sailing, and I would definitely knit more of her patterns. I think they're beautiful. So yeah. I was happy to step out of my PetiteKnit box, and I really love this SecondKnit Kai sweater. All right. Next is this is like super heavy. This is the Doppio sweater. This is so cute. I can't remember who the designer is for this sweater. I mean, it's pretty popular. You guys can probably find it on Ravelry. But this I knit in three different yarns held together. So I think this is a bulky or a super bulky gauge, and it's really heavy. Like you can feel it. But so the first yarn is from Woolberry Fiber Co. I think I bought a sport, one of their sport bases, but that's what the speckled yarn is. It's the colorway Rabbit Rump, and Knee Knits on YouTube used this yarn in one of her sweaters, and I thought it was so cute. I loved the speckles. I loved the cream. I was like, I need to get that. And so when Woolberry Fiber Co. announced that they were doing a pre-order for that collection again, I was like all over it. But I only bought three skeins, so I thought that would be enough, but in looking on Ravelry, there's not that much that you can knit with three skeins of sport weight yarn as far as like full long sleeve garments. So that's why I was so psyched when I found the Doppio. And because it's so bulky, you don't need that much yarn. I used barely over two skeins of this yarn. So I held it with one strand of Knitting for Olive Merino in the colorway Cloud, and then one strand of Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in, I think it's the colorway 01. But yeah, I mean, the speckles are beautiful on this sweater. I did not do any management. They kind of distributed really nicely. Yeah, and then this it has a really beautiful raglan detail. The raglan is like kind of makes this S shape, and it's just so nice. I mean, the only thing I did change actually is you are supposed to knit the collar double folded, but the yarn was so thick, I was worried it was going to look like I was wearing like a neck pillow. So I didn't go for it. Honestly, looking back now, I think I totally could have and it would be fine, but I like it how it is. I am just a fan of a double folded collar, but yeah, this worked out fine. This fits really good. It's so warm. It's so soft. It's super cozy. Yeah, so I mean, I would totally knit this again if I like, was trying to be like thrifty and was like, okay, maybe I can get away with like, two skeins of a hand dyed yarn and then mix it with maybe some lower priced yarns, and you can get a totally beautiful, cool garment that really lets your yarn shine. So super happy with this, and it was really fun knit. And I mean, knitting on like 5.5 or 6 millimeter needles, this thing flew by. So that was a super fast project. All right, we're on like the home stretch here. So this was my first cardigan. Don't mind the ends that are like unwoven in. I mean, it is what it is. This is my Jenny jacket, another PetiteKnit pattern. When I saw the Jenny jacket, this is the V-neck. I loved it so much. I thought this smocking stitch was so cool. Um, I just thought like that's like bang for your buck. That's one thing I love about texture is it just looks like so high impact. And yeah, I knit this out of Shocker, Knitting for Olive Merino and Soft Silk Mohair. The Merino is the colorway Pearl Gray, and the Silk Mohair is the colorway Limestone. And I think these go together really well. They make like this light, almost heathered gray um, color. Yeah, so I did change a few things about this pattern. I did crop it a little bit. Hip Knit Hooray, also on YouTube. I loved her version. I thought it was so cute. She did it cropped kind of like right at the kind of high hip bone, I would say, and it just looks so cute. It looks so modern and chic. So I kind of tried to copy her. As you can see, I did not finish this fully. Like I didn't put my buttons on. It's finished garment. I mean, other than, knitting or weaving in the ends and putting on the buttons. But uh but yeah, I think other than extending the arms, because I'm tall again, and then cropping the body. I don't think I made too many modifications after that. The smocking stitch was so much fun to knit. I was like, especially like not so much in the round when I was on the sleeves, but knitting flat, knitting the body, it's so fun. I was like kind of bummed when I finished the body and had to start the ribbing. Knitting the double knit button band, that was an adventure. It did kind of shrink up the cardigan a tiny bit. So I don't know if you'll be able to see. It does pull up a tiny bit. Um, I'll put in some B-roll, so maybe you'll be able to tell. But yeah, it did shrink up a tiny bit, but again, I cropped it in nature, so I think it's okay. The sleeves blocked out much longer than I expected, but I love a long sleeve, so I'm not mad about it. I need to put buttons on this. Like that's a goal of mine this year is to just finish it, just finish it. I've done all the work already. So if you have any button recommendations, I'm all ears, like send them my way. I don't really know where you get buttons. I live in a small town. I don't have like a craft store near me. So Amazon would be like my main choice. So if you have a website that you know of where you can get some buttons, I'm kind of thinking of going like traditional as in the sample with maybe like a brownish tortoise shell kind of style. Yeah. So, I mean, I love this. I feel this was like my big project of 2025, and I felt like an absolute superhero when I finished it. It took me several months, like probably 6 months. I mean, obviously, I didn't work on it exclusively, but I worked on it kind of in chunks, and I was like so proud to finish it. I just barely finished it in November, and yeah, I mean, I think it's really pretty, and it's sort of like an accomplishment piece for me. Um, yeah. All right. So my last garment is gonna be my Sandro pullover. This is from Knitting Flem. Flaminia, I think is her name, is who did this pattern. I saw this on the Kniteraries podcast, and she knit it in this colorway, and that's kind of what gave me the idea. This is Knitting for Olive, Merino, Soft Silk Mohair, Shocker, in the colorways navy. So navy for both yarns. And I love this sweater. It's like I call it like my grandpa sweater because I feel it, or like a dad sweater. It's like so, I don't know. I mean, I totally can see like your dad or your grandpa like having this be like their nice cabled sweater that they wear every now and then. I love this sweater so much. I did go up half a needle size, so I did knit this on 4.5 millimeter needles. So the gauge is a tiny bit open, a little more open than I normally like for this yarn combination, but it still works. Like I love the drape, even though it's cables, it's not structured. It's so comfortable and cozy. And I thought this would end up being like more of a formal piece than it is. I wear this all the time. Like I put it on to go to the grocery store and I don't feel overdressed. Um, yeah, so the sleeves, it's a little oversized, like the sleeves are long, so I usually cuff them. Um, yeah, I mean, this was my first cable project too. I will say, I think the pattern is really well written. I did struggle a little bit with the short rows on the front when you do the shoulders, but that was like just a me thing. I mean, it was my first time, so I wasn't familiar with it. But there is short rows on the sleeves too, and this is a beautiful fitting sweater. Like the details that she did for the construction of this garment show. It's just yeah. So if you're, you're looking for a first time cable knit sweater, I mean, I totally recommend this pattern, and I could see myself knitting this again. I mean, this is 100% like a department store dupe, I think. It was totally worth it. And I could see knitting it in like a light gray color and having that as like a staple too. So such a good sweater. And yeah, so this was my last sweater of 2025. I finished it in December, like literally right before the beginning of the new year. And yeah, this was like such a little accomplishment for me. So I was really happy to have it. All right, socks. So, the first pair of socks, these kind of are a mess. I don't know how else to say it. Um, this is the I'm So Basic socks by Summer Lee. Great pattern. Like, totally recommend that pattern. It's so great. But I knit this in Olivia and Oliver fibers. This colorway is like a collection from her Endless Autumn collection. So I'll put again the name down below. But it's a super wash, so like a classic, blend, but I have washed these in the washer and I think I've dried these even because I knit them. on a needle size that was too big because I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention and I thought, or I probably thought it would be fine. That sounds more like me, like it'll be fine, but it wasn't fine. They're super wide, like they're too big. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, also they're not only too big, but the yarn is like really beat up. I mean, it's so soft, but it pills, like you just look at it and it pills and some of the color has faded and stuff too. And I don't know if that's just maybe like my treatment. Maybe maybe in the washer or maybe once in the dryer that caused that to do that. You're not supposed to do that, but I was hoping to shrink them a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I wear these like to bed. I like put them on and they're kind of like so loose that if I get hot in the middle of the night, I can like move my feet around and like slide them off and it's easy. So they serve a purpose and I'm happy to have them, but yeah, they kind of look a little haggard. But yeah, great pattern. I would definitely use that pattern again. Next is these are my oak socks. And these are by Vera Rain. I can't remember what her knitting handle is, but yeah, the oak socks. And I use the same yarn from the same collection from Olivia and Oliver Fibers. I know this colorway is chestnut. I can't remember what the light color is, but I love these socks so much. These socks like introduced me to the garter stitch heel flap, and I'm like a full on fan now. It's so easy to knit, it's fun to knit, it's squishy. I think it looks cool. Um, but I will say, I do think that this yarn, now I've been really careful with these. I've only, blocked these. I've never put them through the washer or anything like that. And I haven't really worn these all that often. And you can see on the heels, like they're very worn already for really only knit wearing like maybe 4 or 5 times. So I think that maybe this yarn is just a little more delicate than some other sock yarns. But yeah, I think this pattern is so cool. Like these look like a vintage varsity sock kind of. So I will definitely probably knit this exact pattern again in 2026. All right, last pair of socks is this is actually kind of a hack from the oak socks pattern. So technically this is like the oak socks pattern. I just didn't do the ribbing. I did keep the garter stitch heel flap, the stripes. I did not do the stripes on the toe. I just did a solid toe. And I used hedgehog fibers for the main color in the colorway Matchstick. And then the stripes and the toe are Malabrigo sock yarn in the color Coto de Azur, I think. But this sock yarn holds up. I've worn these socks a ton, and you can. I mean, there's a tiny bit of pilling on the heel, like maybe I don't really even maybe a tiny bit of felting, but they're definitely not felted like my other socks. So this yarn was so worth it. I remember when I bought it thinking like, oh, this is kind of expensive, but it's so worth it. It holds up so well, and they have the coolest, most fun colorways. So I will definitely be using Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn again. They're really soft. They're beautiful socks. Yeah, so I can't wait to have more hand knit socks. All right, that's it for the knits. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time. If you've made it this far, I'm so appreciative. And my goal in this podcast was to figure out a way to take something that I love, my hobby, something that I'm passionate about, and find a way to use it to bring glory to God. So, yeah, I hope that's what this podcast becomes. And if in any way, shape, or form, I can encourage you to maybe open up the New Testament this week and kind of learn about the deep, profound love that God has for you, I think that's a win. So, yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave your questions, your comments, your prayer requests down below. I will take everything into account. And I'm just so appreciative of you being here. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Happy knitting. Go read your Bibles, and we'll come back and we'll talk about what we're working on and how God's working in our life. So, happy knitting and God bless. Bye.